So let us in this presentation learn about Docker. So Docker is a containerization platform. So what is a containerization? So say for example you have your operating system here. So this is your host operating system, say your laptop for example, host operating system. It could be Windows or something installed, say for example Windows. Okay. So now Docker, how it helps? So it creates container within your operating system, and when you install any software by using Docker, so instead of directly installing that software into your operating system, what it does, it installs within this box, actually this container. Say for example you want to install MongoDB or MySQL, or say MySQL, so it will install here instead of installing here. If Docker were not here, so what you will do to install MySQL, you will go to the website and download MySQL binary and install it directly into your operating system. So what problem arises in that case is that there is a hard dependency in that case with your the MySQL and your operating system. There is a hard dependency. Okay, means it is completely dependent on your operating system, this Windows. So Docker helps here by creating a container. It creates a abstraction layer and removes that hard dependency. It decouples it. So what advantage we get by decoupling is that it becomes platform independent. Means this MySQL is not dependent on your Windows. It could be, say for example, someone else is using Linux. Okay, so in that case also the same container, if you just move from here to a Linux box, everything, the behavior and everything will remain same, because this MySQL has been containerized. Because what is the magic here is that actually this MySQL, when it resides within this Docker container, it does not depends on these operating systems, because it has its own operating system within that container. Okay, there is a operating system and it has file system also, and its dependent libraries, whatever the dependency MySQL require, all these things will be present here. Okay, so this way this entire box you can copy from here to somewhere else and run MySQL there, so it will behave exactly the same way. So it is completely platform independent and decouples it from your local system. So when we are developing any software, say for example I am writing a Python application. If I do not use this container, what happens? So I will install Python here first, some version, and then I will just install all the Python packages, okay, and dependencies, everything. Now say for example this is Windows, and when I want to deploy this application, that is, say for example Linux server, my production is, say for example Linux. So what happens at the time of deployment, we might face some surprises. There might be some compatibility issue. Some package was supported in Windows certain version but is not supporting with Linux. This kind of surprises very often arises. Okay, this kind of problems are solved by Docker. So if Docker is there, so what we will do, we'll use Python container here. Okay, so it will have its own operating system, it will have its own packages, libraries, whatever the library your application needs. So all of these things will be installed within the container, not in this operating system. And we already told that this is very easy to ship, to copy this entire thing and transport to your Linux server, so there will be no surprises. The particular environment, the particular operating system in which your Python were running in your local machine, the same operating system it will be using when it is running in production. So that is the biggest advantage Docker gives us. Now let us understand few important concepts about Docker and get into the topic.